But I was like, okay, well, what can we talk about at Thanksgiving, right? I guess you could talk about, how to stay safe, because I know the pandemic, it's kind of like an afterthought, and no one wants to talk about flu season, but when you're in the holidays, it is a potential time for you to get sick. And so there's been a couple articles pop up. This one was on CNN talking about how to reduce the risk of getting sick this Thanksgiving season. These were a lot more popular in years past, when the COVID pandemic was in full swing. But I think that you could still talk about it today because COVID still is happening. And also the flu season is bad this year. We had a whole episode about how the flu season was going to be bad. That's proving to be true.
Yes.
And so how do you keep people safe? But before we get into it, do you guys have any cool Thanksgiving traditions? I have one I want to talk about, but do you guys have any? Anything interesting?
Well, recently, my family just plays a drinking card game.
Drinking card game?
Yeah, all of the younger family members.
Which card game is it?
I bought it.
Name it.
I bought my sister this card game off Amazon 3 Christmases ago.
Okay.
And so now every time we go to her house for Thanksgiving, I'm like, the card game.
Wow. So we have something very similar.
Yeah.
It's very similar. Travis, you got anything?
Our family tradition on Thanksgiving, we argue.
We do that too. I think that's every family.
We have inappropriate conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't
Absolutely.
want to.
No,
What's your religion?
Names.
Who'd you vote for? Yeah.
We pull names for Christmas.
You pull names for Christmas?
That'll give you more. You should have more than enough time to get a gift between Christmas and
That's a
Thanksgiving.
good idea.
That is good.
So we pull names for Christmas gifts.
So
Nice.
we have 2 traditions. One is we've done forever, and one's kind of new. So the first one is we do something called Thanksgiving bingo. So it's kind of like one of those things where you bring a gift that's less than $20, and so everybody brings one, and you throw them in this big pile, and then we play bingo, and if you get a bingo, you get to pick a gift.
Oh, wow.
But the next person can steal your gift.
So it's like Secret Santa?
I guess, yeah. Or
Except-
white elephant.
White
Yeah.
elephant. Yeah, that's what it's called. White
so
elephant.
we do white elephant gifts, but
That's
it's
dope.
bingo that lets you get the chance to pick.
So do y'all wrap the gifts?
Oh
before
yeah.
Y'all wrap,
so it's a big
you don't see
pile.
what
You don't know what
yeah,
you're getting.
Exactly.
You might open it up.
Do
and
you wrap it in Thanksgiving paper? What do you wrap it in?
we wrap it in turkey wrapping? No. No, we just wrap it in regular
turkey
wrapping.
paper.
Turkey paper. We wrap it
Aluminum
in mashed
foil.
potatoes. Yeah, aluminum foil.
It's
No, we just wrap it
foil.
in regular wrapping paper. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, but that's a lot of fun. And then recently, so talking about your card game, we do something called Left, Right, Center, which is a dice game where you put dollars. So it's basically we're gambling on Thanksgiving. So you put in dollars with the dice, and the last person to have $1 wins the pot. My kids love it. My kids are like horrible gamblers. They just love Left, Right, Center. I mean, the whole family loves it. It's fun. And you're only paying $5, so it's not like you're losing. But it is fun. So that's kind of our traditions. But
That's fun.
all right, I'm gonna get us back on topic. So how to
Okay.
stay safe, right? So there's a few things that you can do. The first thing that's the obvious is be vaccinated. Now, one thing about vaccination, you don't want to get your vaccination, the day before Thanksgiving because that's not going to really help you. Ideally, you want to get 2 weeks ahead of time. At the minimum would be a week. Also,
So get it now.
You can get it now. That'd be helpful. Yeah, because we're a week away. So
flu vaccine.
COVID vaccine, flu vaccine, that helps. And so, so why do we want to do this? Well, one, it's our family members. Not that we should be any different with strangers, right? But it is our family members. Definitely don't want to get our family members sick. And 2, you're sometimes around people who are elderly. You got Mima and Papa and
babies.
Yeah, babies, right? And so you're around the edge of the spectrum of age, older people and really young people, and those people are more susceptible to things like the flu or RSV, which is young kids, or COVID or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we do want to protect ourselves. So vaccinations are important. That's one thing. The other ways is increasing ventilation. These are airborne diseases. So I know it's crazy, but you could do something like have Thanksgiving outside, which you could maybe do in Texas. Just depends on what weekend it is. I think that's kind of almost unrealistic to do that, but it would be very effective, because if you're in an enclosed environment with a lot of people, it's much more likely that you're going to, pick up a bug than if you're outside and spread out. So ventilation, even having ventilation in the room is important, or
Open a window
HEPA
or
filters.
something.
Open windows, yeah, that's good. HEPA filters are important.
I have one of those.
Other things that you can do would be simple hand washing. That's kind of, I almost feel like that's become a thing after the COVID pandemic. As a doctor, I did it anyway, but I do it doubly now because I'm just it's in my brain. I'm hardwired to, I don't want to get COVID, so I'm So I'm like washing my hands. Yeah, right.
Hand sanitizer everywhere.
I know, right? So washing your hands and hand sanitizer is important. I mean, I hate to say it, but wearing masks can help, especially like, say, for example, like you have like an elderly relative that, you know, that's on chemo or something, and they're very susceptible to disease. I mean, they should wear a mask. You might consider wearing a mask. I mean, just, you know, I mean, there are still bugs out there that people can catch. The other thing is you could have like a mini quarantine, which means, okay, I'm gonna be with like 30 of my family in a week, so I probably shouldn't go to the Slipknot pit and mosh 3 days before that, because I think that's where I got COVID actually, when I was in Slipknot. Remember when I got COVID?
Yes.
I think I got it at Slipknot. So a mini quarantine, like if you're gonna be with a bunch of family, maybe don't, you know, go be around a large crowd in the week prior. And then lastly is you can do COVID testing. Like you can actually test yourself the day before to make sure that
I have like 2 packages
of COVID
like
tests.
one package comes with 2 tests in it. Yeah.
I mean, it would be a very, you know, responsible thing to do that before you go to Thanksgiving dinner is to test yourself, because you'll test positive before, you know, you potentially have your symptoms.
Nice.
So you could prevent someone from getting disease. And of course, if you're sick, maybe don't go to Thanksgiving. I know it sucks, but I mean, you don't want to get your family sick.
Absolutely.
How bad would you feel if you gave Mima COVID and she died from it?
Oh my God, that'd be so
That
bad.
would be a huge. This whole episode has been a downer.
That'd be so bad. But it's
Dr. Debbie Downer.
it's been a downer, but it's been real talk too at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I mean, these are things that people need. to know,
it's hot topics,
right?
hot issues. Yeah, facts.
practical things.
Because it's
Practical
funny.
thing.
I have a